to the latest episode of Disorderly Blondes. This is Christy and
this is Brenda. Am I reading? You did. Am I reading or am I ad-libbing? I was actually making sure that thing was recording up there. Did you see the numbers?
Sure.
Yes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're on.
I already see where we have to turn ourselves down.
Okay,
awesome.
good.
Well, today we're recording from the 561, and
boy.
if you go by Vanilla Ice geography, then we're on Palm Beach.
Yeah, ¿cómo? ¿Qué?
Okay, so I love Vanilla
Let's kick
Ice. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, I do love Vanilla Ice, but do you watch his DIY show?
I do not.
Okay.
But he's really cute.
You know what?
I like Vanilla.
He's adorable. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of him when he was like, ding, ding, ding. I mean, of course, everyone was.
Right.
But, like, he's just he's endearing, now. Anyway, because I watched the show. But this is my little pet peeve. He calls...
Oh, he says we're on.
Anywhere he is in West Palm Beach or Palm Beach, he's in Palm Beach, like in Palm Beach, on Palm Beach. If you say Palm Beach, that's
okay.
the island. So he's...
Is that like LeBron's bringing his talents to South Beach? Except no one plays basketball. There's no arena in South Beach.
Exactly, and I get, like viewers.
And it's not even what's Miami-ish, but
yeah, viewers don't get it, but there's a big difference, between Wellington and the island of Palm Beach and Jupiter, the shores of Jupiter, and that kind of thing. So, anyway, and every potential house that he redoes is a mansion.
Okay.
Because everything in Palm Beach County is a mansion.
It's
So anyway, in that case, we're going to Mar-a-Lago for lunch. Just
awesome.
Since it's right next door.
We can go to South Beach next time. Going now.
So anyway, speaking of the fabulous life, as flabulous as I feel, today's episode is back to us.
Okay, well I told you to stop eating all that candy corn.
I'm telling you, it's catching up to me. I weighed myself today, but we're not going to talk about
whatever.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Back to us.
Yay us! Yay! Are we our biggest fans?
Probably. No, and not to be confused with No.
And
listeners, if you didn't get that inside joke, be sure to not miss episode 20. Too much fun.
Man, she screamed.
I love that.
It was so good. I don't think we were able to.
I like her song better. Like dong dong dong.
Where was she a minute ago?
That sounds like Vanilla Ice's, your version of Vanilla Ice's song. Okay, focus.
Okay. Stop the recording.
That was already completely off the track.
I'm already hot.
Oh.
I turned the air down and everything.
Oh,
okay.
man.
We are recording.
This is what happens when it's just us and there's no guest. And we don't really have to behave
Or
as
dog.
much. Or dog. The dog is outside because I'm afraid of dogs, so her new dog is outside.
Well, I think that's we're talking about how she's afraid of dogs.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna. Do you see where it says topic and be?
Sure.
Okay.
If I have to turn the page, yeah. Okay.
Turn the page.
Like my gorgeous partner mentioned today, it's back to us. She totally wrote that line, by the way. But
sorry.
On our script.
Not sorry.
It's back to us when we get our hashtag Disorderly Tribe all caught up on what we have been up to these past couple of months or weeks. I think it's only been like a month, I think.
Okay.
Are we recording? I don't know.
No idea.
No, I
Continue.
I told you I had to turn the page. She's a horrible guide. Translation: there's no guest to annoy with stealing one another's lines and no awkward pauses except the one I just did. Because Chrissy can't even see the script with her cheater glasses on. And now I'm hot. Oh God.
That's funny not. I just spit.
Oh my God. People are going to turn off the podcast. Can you please focus?
I'm sorry.
I'm already crying.
So,
See what happens.
I was about to say, how about you start?
Okay.
Because of your photographic memory, which always comes back to haunt me. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Oh wait, I haven't. I have a time bar.
She hasn't. She's copying me with time bars.
But I did dream of an extra helping of that beastly bread pudding. Oh my God. Are we? Oh,
The one that done. We're gonna do that last.
We're
Yes.
gonna
Oh, I have to add that in.
thought.
I have to add that in about Dylan bread pudding. Let me write that note.
Let's all know Brenda's preparedness for this morning. She's writing her script right now.
Whatever, read between the lines. Right
Although
here.
my ink is barely dry, so.
Okay. Let's talk. Let's fill everyone in on what happened when we went to the gala.
Oh my
Last time we recorded, we talked about attending the gala and that it was, and it did. It probably that episode aired while.
Which gala?
Did Did you write the name down?
Because we go to so many.
So
it's
many
really
galas.
hard
The
to.
Miami Mayor's Gala, benefiting the Autism
Special Needs Advisory
Special.
Committee?
I know I keep saying that. The Special Needs Advisory Committee.
I think
There's
so.
no council in there right now.
We
Special Needs
can.
Advisory Council.
We're in really good with them, so if we want to change it,
Okay, we can change it. Okay, so anyway, it benefits a really good cause. As we've established, we love the town of Miami Lakes because they're doing such amazing things. And in case you missed it, we were invited to be the social media partners. And basically what we did is we were on the red carpet and we interviewed the guests, and we took over. We did a takeover of all their social media. So we were on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and the feedback was amazing. Everyone loved us, and if they didn't know who we were, they did by the end of the night. Everyone came by our table and talked to us like a great life, and they just, what a beautiful night.
it was gorgeous. It could not have been more perfect. I don't think we really knew exactly what to expect. I
No.
certainly didn't,
No.
because when we got there, I was like, okay, how do you do Facebook Live again?
Yeah.
So I have to admit, I kind of froze a little bit because it was overwhelming. So I'm like, okay, do
But
what
that's
you
why
can
we
do.
were there early.
We were there early. I took lots of pictures and videos and stuff that I knew that you could use later. But to be on the spot.
On the spot. I
Oh,
felt like I was
wow.
at like the low-key Oscars.
I know.
You know when they come up and you're like, what designer are you wearing? Except we were like, what organization are you
Yes.
with and why are you supporting?
And then of course when
You know.
when I was like rehearsing a person's name in my head and the
Oh,
person
yes.
would walk up, I
You
would
would
say
Fresa
something
would
really
forget.
stupid like, "You're kind of a big deal around here, aren't you?"
dork. Such a dork.
And it was just trying to break the ice, but of course, but that's us. Like we're so.
But it was
goofy.
all about the interaction with the actual community, so it was great to see everyone not only following online but asking questions on the live feed, and then going back, you're able to see all, like we got a lot of followers too out of that, and on Instagram, and everyone congratulating, and Mayor Manny Sid. What a stand-up guy. We just
Oh my God, I
love
love
him.
him.
I mean, his personality, just the voice. He has a great voice.
He does.
And he, everyone there was just obviously happy to be there, but happy to support. And I feel like it's a great step towards the right idea, right, of what we want, which is inclusion within a town. I feel like I need to take a step now. I think I'm gonna call Ysela, and we need to take over Pembroke Pines and go to that city and kind of do the same thing. I've been actually thinking about this a lot. Ysela, you are on the spot now.
Woo-hoo.
We have to do this. But every town should do that. And you start with the small businesses, just awareness. They do workshops. They do so much to include the community and inform the business owners of what's going on,
Yes.
what the needs are, and that's great.
You know what's most surprising
Great.
to me, which is sad? The buy-in is that's a testament to who Mayor, Manny Sid is, and of course Mayor Buono, and the whole team.
everyone there, yeah.
Everyone is so approachable, and
That is true.
there wasn't a person that we interviewed that night that didn't say,
You're right.
"Wait, hold on, why are we here? Wait, honey, why are we here tonight?"
No.
I mean, and nothing was scripted. It just came out so natural. Of course, we're here. We have such a strong support in our community for special needs individuals, and it was seamless, and that is what makes the city and everything they're doing such an amazing
And I
model.
think the key word of what you said was approachable.
Yes.
Right? And actually, if you follow the town on their social media too, that they're very active, and you have these threads where, as usual, in any town, in any city, people are going to say, you're cutting down too many trees,
Right.
or my cat doesn't have a spot to walk on, or whatever dumb thing sometimes people say. They comment back on every little thing, and they talk about, in a very respectful way, they embrace what the resident is saying, and they post about how they're working to make that a reality, or if they can't, they say why.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but just in a respectful way, they address everyone's concerns. They are approachable.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, you just can't, And that's a beauty also. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, no.
For the first time today, of being in a beautiful small town, that kind of vibe, that neighborly vibe where everyone's friendly and just but it could be everywhere.
Well, and of course because we're so nosy, and that's a little bit of our job that night. We would approach everyone. Why are you here? What are you wearing? Tell us why you're here. Random abuelas, sitting in a chair, Oh, and you know, some people were connected, but I
The
can't
cigar
tell
guy?
you- Yeah, the cigar guy, he was awesome.
Well, he loved us at the end, but he didn't like when we moved this together
No,
at the beginning.
no,
But
don't get in our way
Oops.
when it comes to decor.
yes.
But I would just speak with people, and they would say, "Oh, I'm here because I'm a resident of the town.
Oh, you're
like,
a mom?
why
Oh,
else
you're
would
a
I be
mom.
here?" And so that was cool. Like you assume that only people interested in that, in a special needs topic or a special needs charity would attend. No, anyone and
It
everyone.
was great, and the food.
Ooh, the cops were cute. Do you remember that?
The
I'm
cute
sorry.
cop. That was a cute
Sergio
cop.
was cute too. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sergio was cute. Well, the cop was cute. But, yeah.
Yeah, you had a dog, so you.
Of course. Funny story. They were gonna do a sweep of the home for security purposes.
We were the last in the building.
and Christy
Before they
and I-
could sweep the building.
It very on brand. This is very on brand for the
Oh, I
disorderly
like that.
blinds.
I like that term, on brand.
On brand. It's a thing.
Okay.
On social media.
I'm getting
You
it.
have to be on brand. So it was a very disorderly blinds on brand thing to do. We got there like in flip flops and shorts, but we had to change. We didn't want to do it in heels, so we took our clothing separately, and after we set up, we were ready to change. So Christy and I are in the bathroom, getting all dolled up with heels and
With no lights.
no lights, and the dress is on, and this cop is very nicely trying to tell us, okay, we're gonna do a sweep, so we need everyone out. But he got everyone out, but clearly that didn't mean, I don't know why we
I
didn't
thought
think-
they were going to sweep the floor. I'm like, what?
I thought it meant they were going to do a sweep of the bathroom. Not physically sweep the bathroom, meaning I thought he was going to go in and make sure that there was nothing in the bathroom.
Okay.
So we got out of the
Being
bathroom.
like a bomb. Like,
Something,
right,
yes.
like a security thing.
The other
yeah.
B word.
Yeah.
And
Not bombshells.
so we rushed into the bathroom thinking, okay, check. He wanted us out of the bathroom, we're out. So we can continue like putting our stuff away, and he's just literally standing there looking at us, and I think he goes in Spanish. He was like, "Mi cielo, por favor," and he points to the door like, "Get the f out!" And we're like, "Oh, like we're duds." We're like, "Oh
And
yeah."
I'm sitting there going, do I wear my Spanx with my underwear?
But we're
or do I
safe.
take everything
You don't have to
off?
sweep us. We're good. So then we, of course, walked outside. And, of course, everything we did got all disheveled because it was windy outside. And anyway, it's funny, but he was great. He did love us,
I
I
had
swear.
forgotten about that.
I swear he loved us. And then, of course, he brings the dog. And I'm like, there's a dog.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
like, excuse me, can we do something about this dog?
Brendan's afraid of dogs. Okay,
We're kind of
hashtag.
important around here.
Hashtag, I'm afraid. So, anyway, that was great. Everything was great. I loved it. I had a plate of maduros at the end and arroz imperial. And what else did we have? We had Bacardi. We're like,
Yes.
I don't drink. I know we're not going to drink. So towards the end, we're like, okay, now we can drink because we're done.
Yes.
That was great.
And
We met Lucy Lopez.
Oh,
Hey!
so fun. She gave
Shout
us a
out. She was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
She
yeah.
loved us too. Everyone was great. So yes, so next year, take note. They did Havana nights. They do different
Oh, the
themes
theme
every
was
year.
amazing.
I had seen that room before they converted it into, what was the name of that company? The staging company. We should have had.
I don't know.
I don't know, but they were great. I had seen that room before. It looked just like a rec center player area, event. And then they completely changed it up.
Well,
It
the ballroom
awesome.
was transformed into like, the first casino
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It
sign.
wasn't a ballroom. It was just a rec
Right.
center special place, like where they have.
And the
events.
walls represented like little different cities, like little different towns,
Yeah.
and
They did a great job.
it was gorgeous.
So we were so happy to be a part of it, and for them to trust that we could take over. I mean,
Oh
I
my
literally,
gosh.
I had the town of Miami Lakes at my fingertips. I was posting whatever I wanted, and so it was.
And then they were
great.
like, "Here you go," and I was like,
Here you go, do
sure?
it. You sure you want us to take over?
Yeah.
It was great, and I cannot wait to do that again or do something like that again because it was an amazing feeling. I was exhausted the next day. I couldn't move. But
Yeah, I had a migraine for like 2 days after that, but I'm like, totally worth it. Bring on the drugs.
It was the rum.
Something else we've been up to lately for many thousands of hours, I feel like.
Wait, let me take a sip of
Hold
this
on.
rosé while we talk about this topic.
So Brenda, of course, as progressive and as amazing she is, had a plan for us to get onto YouTube. And I was kind of scared at first, but
I'm still scared.
I'm still definitely scared. But then you think, like, all these people do this. Like, We
I
can do
know.
it. We can do it 1,000 times
weird?
better.
Yeah.
So, but we're learning because our podcasts and our videos are long,
Right.
which translates into a lot of upload time and frustration, not knowing if it's going to happen. And so, there were a couple weeks ago. I think I was shaking like by the end of the day over an episode that like a whatever episode, you know what I mean? But you want it to work and
Right.
So I'm hoping for
Yeah, but wait, side note, a lot of what we think is like a whatever episode.
Yes.
And they end up being like the most popular, or people are like, oh my god, that one episode you did, and we're like, really?
Yeah. So YouTube is a little bit
It's been challenging,
That's
but
the good word.
obviously we do love the outcome once it's done.
yes.
But we're still learning, so please go support that. The upload times have been taking forever. It took me a couple of weeks ago, it took me a whole week. I don't know what I did differently that time. It just wouldn't upload, and it would say, I have that, I should put that screenshot if I still have it somewhere, where it said infinity to go or something like, remember?
That's how much time you have left. Infinity.
I didn't even know that YouTube had that tag to tell someone.
It may
instead of
have
like,
been invented for
just
that.
for me. Instead of saying like, even if it said 30 days to go before you upload this, it said infinity or some word like that. Like to go, I'm
And
like,
beyond.
I'm like, are you kidding me? How do you even tell someone that it could infinity? It could be 20 days. It could be 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I almost gave up on that episode, but it finally posted.
And I think we're so meticulous. We put so much time into editing the YouTube
details.
video and details and the fun because we're not normal. We can't make it just plain. We have to enhance everything.
Wait, rewind. We are not normal.
We're not normal.
No, we're not.
No.
And wait, so just so listeners know and viewers know,
Don't
the wine is making me tip stuff over. The Brainy and Davy episode will not have a traditional YouTube episode because I thought I was recording, and when we were done and we wrapped up, it turns out it was never recording. Thankfully, I have about a 20-minute clip that I did for Facebook Live, and I think you have
a little bit,
clip you have to send me. So I am gonna have to get really creative to make that episode an actual YouTube episode.
Do you see the stress on my face? It's not there because I know
Because it's gonna be me doing that
right
one this
because
week. It's my
if you
punishment.
take something over, it's going to be amazing. I keep saying
But
amazing.
Don't say amazing anymore. But that's gonna be my punishment for forgetting to
But-
press record. It's my self-inflicted. You're like, do you want to edit this podcast? I'm like, no, because I am punishing myself by editing that YouTube episode that I
Well, it
forgot
might be
to get
even for
recorded
me turning the microphones to the off position.
on. Okay, so
Past
maybe we're
couple-
even. Okay, we're even. Hey.
But no, I
even.
truly and honestly in my heart believe that this is going to be like a cool transition into us doing some different things, like, which we already have in the works, different types of videos and entertainment on YouTube.
Maybe I could just do like a lot of clips of us, like maybe bloopers or something. Well, Dr. Julia Harper talks about mind-brain connection.
Yes.
Mind-brain connection. Wait. The brain connection and neuroplasticity of it.
Yes.
We'll see.
Wow.
So please check in.
I was about to say a joke and I couldn't.
You couldn't. That's because she's drinking way too much rosé. But yeah, anyway, so if you go on YouTube, every other episode is great. This one, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but check that one out. And also, please leave us comments and subscribe. You don't get any spam. You just hit subscribe, and the next time you go on YouTube, it just alerts you if we have a new episode up there or not. That's it. Pretty harmless.
No. Yeah. Perfect.
That's it.
Bren, would you like to talk about unicorns?
Unicorns? Or unicorn? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Why are you asking me if I want to talk about unicorns?
Because of the Unicorn Children's Foundation.
Oh no, but okay, but listen. Do you know that when I was in
Is this on brand?
This is actually might be on brand. Do you know? And I have friends to vouch for this. Do you know that when I was in 5th grade, I led. I'm like the leader of like clubs and organizations, and I these ideas. I had no. This is cute. I had a 5th grade club. It was a friendship club called the Unicorn Club. I did, and I am still my friends that I tell you I keep going out with. When I say like, they're like, where are you going tomorrow? I'm going out with my elementary school friends. They were my Unicorn Club girls, and then we switched to Sunshine Club. But I don't, because
Sunshine, rainbows,
you know why? Because
unicorns.
why? Because 6th grade drama. People were mad they weren't invited to the Unicorn Club. I guess this stuff has always been in my life. All this women group drama, but
don't make a liar out of me because I told Dr. Julia Harper that I've only seen you cry laugh like 5 times in my life.
Okay, but why did you say that? I cry all the time. You are a liar. But I didn't want to call you out, but I'm calling you out in this episode.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers and listeners, I cry every time I laugh. That's part of one of my things. But
great.
the Unicorn Club, and we used to, so this is what our thing. We used to have meetings on the playground, and then we used to exchange stickers. So like Lisa Frank and like Little Twin Stars.
I still have all the stickers.
Me too. I have a sticker book. Do you have a sticker?
No, they're still in the bag where I bought them.
Oh no. I have them because I didn't want to give them away, so I bought a sticker book. And they're all there.
And this like sleeves like in there.
It's just pages.
You don't take off the stickers.
Sniff, yes, I do. They're on
the scratch and sniff.
the scratch and sniff because we used to exchange the stickers. So I have the actual album where I'll give you the banana, you give me the grape, but I'll give you Little Twin Stars, and you get Hello Kitty. So it was like a whole transaction thing in 5th grade. I was very.
That's so cute.
I was ahead.
I had a club too in Bonaventure. It was so cute. I think it was me and the whole
club. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna edit that part.
You do know Bonaventure, apparently. But yeah, there was that too.
Bonaventure.
Buenaventura.
Okay, can you please focus?
Focus. The Unicorn Children's Foundation,
Maybe this is why you didn't get the award.
This is what's going to happen. The Unicorn Children's Foundation is going to say, you know what?
We take it
Those
back.
girls, they got the non-nomination. We're going to give them another chance. And we're going to listen to season 2, episode 21, and we're going to see what they're all about.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to listen for 21 minutes, and they're going to be like, we're out.
No,
so we made the best choice to not give them the finalist position.
No, we are great. We love our kids, we love our community, but we have a past. There's stickers being passed around in 5th grade. There's Hialeah childhood. I mean, there's stuff.
Bonaventure hoeing.
Things happen. So let's tell our listeners what happened and our viewers. And while I keep crying and making you a liar.
We haven't discussed this before about how we're going to approach this, so I'm going to give the microphone to you.
We're going to just be completely honest.
Okay.
Completely honest. Transparency, right here.
Okay, transparency. I got my hair done and my dress was hot.
What dress?
Oh, apparently it was not.
Oh, wait. Sorry, blonde moment. I forgot. I'm like, what am I talking about? Yes. You look very pretty.
Thank you.
Yes, I like that.
But the humidity took over.
Oh, yeah. So here's what happened. So we got nominated, it was so amazing because we've only been doing this for 10 months. And so we got nominated for the Unicorn Children's Foundation
Media Influencer
category.
Yes.
Right? Award. And this was great. And I thought it was odd when we got an email saying the VIP cocktail ceremony is, or whatever it was.
But not addressed to us.
Right, it was just a general. So I thought it was weird because when you have a something like that, usually an award, the first email you get is congratulations, you have been nominated, right? So we didn't get that. We were just like, you're invited to this VIP cocktail where we are going to reveal the nominee if the nominees have become finalists. So we're thinking, oh my gosh, we are nominated.
Super
excited that we're nominated for this thing. But so in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, that's odd that they never send like congratulations, you've been nominated, and
it was the week before.
It was the week before, so we literally got 7 days before.
Yeah,
you're invited to this cocktail where these nominees, which by the way you're part of, are going to be announced who's the finalist. So we are. I mean, it's still very exciting. I mean, I know it's super cliche, but it is an honor just to be nominated because the other brands, the other companies that are on there are amazing, established groups in our community. So, and then obviously, so we go to this event. It's in a hotel. It's a beautiful setup with cocktails and apps, and then
someone bought us cocktails.
Oh, it could not have been a better night. Someone bought us cocktails.
And we ended up being nominated.
I know, in the same category that we were non-nominated for. But anyway, we'll explain that. So we attend, and then they go down the list and they announce in each category who was nominated, who was a finalist in each category.
And examples were like Teacher of the Year,
Organization Employer of the Year,
Employee of the Year.
Yes. So the one we thought, which we would have been, the one we knew, right, that it must have been for was the media influencer. So it comes and goes. We don't get the finalist announcement.
As we're media influencing the whole time we're there, right?
Right, and we are, and never mind that we are on, which is, we would have done it
Irregardlessly.
We're on like Instagram story and posting and everything, and then we met Haley's parents. That to me was the highlight.
That was the joy of the entire
meeting
night.
Haley. If you listen to episode 12, what episode was that? When we interviewed Haley.
Remember that?
Haley Moss. And if you haven't, go back and listen to that episode. So we met Haley's parents and had a blast with them. And Sherry mentions that because Haley didn't get a finalist position either, which was really weird. Then we started listening that it wasn't just Haley and us. Other people didn't get. Rising Tide is another one. So all these no, they didn't. So all these other nominees. Yes, all these nominees didn't get. So it turns out, we find out maybe like an hour in that there was a form that went into our junk box that we had to fill out and send in. So Sherry's mom says, "Hey, they didn't get a finalist position because she didn't send the form in," and we're like, "What form?"
And well, at first, and Haley's mom, oh my God, they're
She's
so
great.
freaking cute. I want to take them home with me.
Yes.
I remember Haley,
I'm just the dad.
I remember Haley saying, "Hey, listen, look for my parents." The second we walked in, we're like, "That's Haley's mom."
Yeah. Are you Haley's mom? No name. You're just Haley's mom.
Yeah, Haley. Sherry, Camp Sherry.
Come Sherry.
Love them. But
and Rick, the dad.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not sure.
You got called my dad.
I'll go check.
But I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry.
No. So Sherry said to me, "Hey, Haley is so busy." I mean, example, her parents had to be there to accept the potential nomination,
the
finalist position for her because she was traveling as usual. She's like a jet setter. So she said, she's missing the details. If she missed this, she's missing the details. I didn't think anything of it. And then you text me while I was probably driving home, and you're like, "Said that again." I'm like, "Oh my God, Brenda, you analyze everything."
I'm like, "Do we?" What is it that I forgot? We got a form? There's a form.
What did Sherry's mom say about?
Oh, what did Sherry's mom say?
Yeah.
And then of course
Sherry's mom. Haley's mom.
The second I go into and I knew it. I knew clicking that spam folder. I knew, and then all the emails were there. "You have been nominated. Congratulations, you're Media Influencer of the Year nominee. And can you please?" And then we got another one. The date. We
extended it.
It's been extended for you to.
You dumbasses.
Yes, please send the form in. Nope, didn't get it. So when I emailed them, I was like, "There's nothing to say other than we apologize." Clearly, we were excited to be there. Clearly, we were so excited to be there.
Listen, we were best dressed. We were most enthusiastic.
Definitely most enthusiastic.
Like,
and everyone was. Now I'm like super self-conscious. I'm like, were they looking at us like,
why are they here?
Why are they so excited if they never even send their form in? Like, they're so excited and gone home, and they never even applied to be a finalist. So
do they think they're so special?
Yes. Or moral of the story is, I'm sorry.
Check your spam box.
It's not even about being a finalist. It's just that we missed that, and it kills us because we're so about the details, and this is so not on brand.
So
for us,
not on brand for us.
So anyway, so when I emailed them back, they were so gracious, and they were like, "Well, know that you weren't the only one." And I was like, "Oh, thank God."
And if she were lying, awesome.
Yes, and if you were lying, great. But she said we weren't the only ones, and that they're potentially changing the way that they do this next year because this happened this year.
Does this mean an automatic win for us?
No.
Because I could up my dress game.
I don't
next
know.
time.
But irregardless. Irregardless is not a word. Regardless. Thank you so much for the nomination. We were and are happy that we went and we're there. We are. So this is like our we were nominated. We just weren't a finalist.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know if we would have even gotten it, but at least I know that we would have had a better chance.
Listen, somebody said those girls are doing a good thing. Let's throw their name in the hat,
Yes.
and that alone, that's all we need.
Yes, and we might
As
be
cliche as it
blonde,
sounds,
but
like you said.
our hearts are huge, and
So sorry, ass.
matches our butts. But we mean well. We do, and we have actually been getting a lot of good feedback, and I thought that was like really nice and really motivational for us. It gives extra little motivation to like keep going and keep bringing our silliness to the community, but also the information needed for parents who have never heard of X, Y, and Z, and we're talking about it, right? And that's the first step.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you, and again, we apologize for our spam box.
For being
on
brand, not on brand.
One more thing.
What?
This is such a new project, and the other excuse is that I honestly never checked that spam box because our email account is pretty new. We don't really get much. We get like one spam email a week.
Right. I never would have thought.
Which is why I never even check it. And my other one, I check daily.
And it was so new to us. Like if we would have known the process, we would have known that
there's a form. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
We're good. Something else that has been going on. I'm going to talk about Dylan now.
Yay.
So as I mentioned briefly last time, his senior year has been really hard on me so far, dealing with everything. So tying in senior year with Halloween. So I have a couple of stories to tell. But so we get a form saying that he's been nominated for homecoming court. That's tough for me. Bittersweet, of course. Number one, Dylan doesn't understand what homecoming is, what it means. He's going to do anything we guide him to do because that's just his nature. He's sweet. He follows instructions.
And does get enjoyment out of stuff.
It's what?
He gets enjoyment out of the things that you put him in.
Right. Once we take him, but he doesn't understand the concept of homecoming or the concept of being nominated or being in a homecoming court. No, he does not. So I looked at that paper and I considered saying no, and I considered just like, this is dumb, I'm not doing this, but I decided to go for it because as negative Nelly as I can be, I decided to just do it. So part of the fun, quote, air quotes, fun, is you have to send in a promotional poster, right? Again, he doesn't know what this is. Can he do a promotional poster if I tell him to get a poster and write Dylan for King?
Right.
Dylan for
Think of a
homecoming.
clever jingle.
You know, he'll do it. Does he understand for a second? No, all he understands is I'd rather be playing on my computer and you're making me do this homework and I don't understand what this is, and he's gonna get upset because he doesn't understand. So I did something myself. Clearly.
Shocking.
Yeah, I just made a poster, which I had already done before because it was a mix-up a couple of years ago when they said he was in homecoming. I just took the same concept, just switched out the picture. It was easy for me. Printed it at Kinko's or whatever that is now. It's called FedEx Kinko's. And we're done. So I showed him the poster and I had him read the poster and it just said, vote for Dylan, homecoming. And he just read it and I was like, yes? Are you excited for homecoming? And of course he's like, yes. No clue. He went, I explained to him, you're taking it to school, you're going to give it to your teacher. So that was that. Then came homecoming pep rally. Sorry, not the dance. Homecoming pep rally. So show up to the homecoming pep rally. I knew they were going to show up. They were going to have the court, introduce the court, the whole thing. I'm waiting. They had a band inside a cafeteria of a school. So the acoustics, as you can imagine, of a band. I was already I was covering my ears. Like, this thing is loud. But anyway, the band was great. It wasn't as loud as I thought they were going to be. They had a dance team, but still no Dylan. They had 2 dance teams go on and the band and all this other stuff before they even brought the court out. So I'm thinking Dylan's probably having a fit. And sure enough, so when they announced him to come in, I felt so sad because he was dressed so cute. He had his
he's so handsome when he gets dressed up. I mean, he's handsome, period. But when they get dressed,
yes, and he shaved. Daddy shaved him. He looked so handsome. So he comes in. They announce him and Dylan and his partner. It was a girl. He was holding her hand, and they walk in, and he's red, flushed face, like he had been crying, and he's literally wiping a tear. The first thing he did when he walked in through the door is wipe a tear from one eye, wipe a tear.
Not a tear of happiness.
Not a tear of happiness. He was just upset. But then I happened to have the perfect seat. I was right by the door, and he looked to the right, and of course I start with all my signs, like, 2 thumbs up, and I'm smiling, and I'm like, smile, and I'm like making all these signs, and he actually cheered up a little bit, and I think it actually gave him comfort that I was there, like, 2 thumbs up, like he loves when I do the 2 thumbs up. He feels like, okay, this is a good thing, and we're happy, and he was actually fine. And then after that, he sat so nicely on the stage with all the court, still not understanding why they're making him walk from the door to the stage. Why is he sitting on the stage? No idea. But anyway, so no idea. He went through the motions. They announced the court. They announced the winner. It wasn't Dylan. It was another one of his friends. And still, no idea. And then he was the highlight of that whole madness for me. They bring them on to the floor and they ask them to dance with their partner. So he's dancing with his little friend, and I could tell he was kind of getting into it. He was really dancing, 0 prompting. He knew, my son, there's music, I have to dance. So he danced really well. And then they said, okay, parents, everyone, you could come to the floor and dance with your child and join in. And it was so amazing because I danced with him for like a good 15-20 minutes. So like that is different than dancing at home, which we do all the time, or this was completely unprompted. It was just
being in the moment.
I didn't even know they were going to do that. It was really being in the moment. And for those 15 minutes that I danced with him, it didn't matter whether he understood or didn't. All that mattered is that he looked, I don't want to cry.
Aww.
Like really, it did. It was so special. And he was really, I have some fun videos that I posted, and he was just like dancing and getting into it. They had all these songs that he liked. He liked every time they changed, and he was really enjoying it. So at the end of it is whether he knew, well, clearly he didn't know, but it didn't matter. To him, it was a party. Mommy was here, and everyone's dancing, and he enjoyed it, and I had the best time. And my heart was like, oh my gosh, my heart was so full, and I was driving afterwards, like in carpool, and I was just reliving that whole moment in my head. Like it was so special that I got to do that with him. Regardless of him not knowing.
Irregardless, I can't reply to you because I'll start crying too.
I know, just knowing it was really, really special. And if you go on our Instagram, I posted some videos of him dancing. He did this like little head thing, like when he was dancing, just really feeling the beat and feeling the music, and everyone around him he was just in the moment too. And that to me was priceless. I will never ever forget that. So as much as everything else I thought was like whatever, dumb, like that was great. Yay, school.
So I have a similar homecoming story. In typical Christy form, I will get something from school saying, hey, this is what we're doing. And I'll be like, oh boy, really? Can he do that? So JR participates in Best Buddies through his school, which is the Learning Academy at the L Center of Excellence. They partner with the Benjamin School. The Benjamin School is a local private school, small school. And he has participated for a couple of years, had a blast. He'll come in and they'll do activities for the kids and lunches, and JR totally digs it. It's something that happens during the school day, so it's like a little field trip, so nothing for me to worry about, and loves it. However, we get a form in JR's backpack a couple days ago, or last week, that says, hey, there's all of these activities around homecoming and the Benjamin School that JR is invited to as a member of Best Buddies. And I look at it, number 1, homecoming game. I was done. Okay?
And that's a no.
And that will be a no from me, because I'm in charge. So I glance at it, it says that there's other stuff, like a Halloween party or whatever, but I was so stuck on homecoming game. Because me, Nervous Nelly, says, oh yeah, I'm really gonna throw my kid into some homecoming situation, like, have fun, figure it out. So I hide the form, just totally put the form away.
Sorry, you're getting trumped by your cat, sorry.
So my cat's about to
ruin our
take
YouTube
whole
episode.
YouTube down. So totally hide the form. I am sleeping. He comes busting in my room, 10 o'clock at night. You didn't respond to Miss Jen. And I'm like, who, what? So I'm like, what, JR? You didn't fill out the form, you didn't turn in the form for best buddies. And I was like, just when I thought, like, you know, he wouldn't notice that I didn't fill out a form or whatever. He noticed. So I grabbed the form and I'm like, do you really want to go to homecoming? Aww. Yes, I do. I want to see the running back, and he, for some reason, he's into football terms now. So he wants to he wants to know about the running back, and I think he wants to like jump in and play, but hopefully, you know, doesn't try to do that. Long story long. I end up speaking to the sponsor, and they're so excited to have JR, the sponsor, and another adult from the school meet the kids over at Benjamin, and they get to, you know, have a homecoming experience. And the cool part is the sponsor through Benjamin's school is the cheerleading coach, I think. So the sponsor at our school said, oh, I think they get to sit with the cheerleaders, and I was like, oh, JR's in. JR gets to sit with the cheerleaders? He's in. It ended up being so cool. I was completely unaware of Benjamin, mostly because I have typical children and I'm not loaded and I don't have, you know, kids that would, you know, go to that school. But it was a small...
You mean you're not a rich mom?
It's so not on brand for me. So JR went and had such a nice time. It was a small school. They had food trucks, and I, you know, dropped him off, and he was with his friend, and the sponsor at our school was sending us pictures the whole time, and it was so cute. She sent pictures of him digging into funnel cakes, and then he said, okay, I'm ready to go home now.
But what about the cheerleaders?
I didn't see them, but I'm sure JR, you know, he eyed them. So I guess my point of this silly story about wanting to shield him from the homecoming and the big kids and the normal kids, or whatever word you use for that, typical kids, neurotypical kids, is that it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet for me to drop him off at a homecoming, and of course all the parents there, and not to like diss that school at all, but they were very Stepford, like very like everyone had blonde hair, blue eyes, was gorgeous and perfect, and so happy to be there. And here's me like in my PJs, like saying, okay, JR, see you in a couple hours, dropping him off. But it's hard because that's not something that we are a part of or will be a part of fully, you know, that experience.
You know, remember that Dylan does cheer, they did this one I had to say no to because they had a whole, well, besides that we couldn't that night, but thankfully we couldn't that night, but they also invited the cheerleaders to do a homecoming pep rally, a homecoming game, football game, with this other school, a local private high school. And I'm thinking, that's not happening, because I was actually afraid of anyone like either bullying him or making fun of him, or it was just too big of a crowd there, and she's like, it's going to be great. She said there's, same thing, food trucks, and you could get there earlier, and there's a pep rally, and there's music, whatever, it was a DJ, and I'm like, she's saying everything I don't want to hear.
Exactly.
Lots of people, loud music, food trucks, you know, and then just the game alone, just the cheering and everything. And listen, I saw the pictures, it looked great. Everyone had a great time. It was that one was totally on me. But I still, because at the end of the day, Dylan is not aware, but I am. Right? Of any bullying or anyone making fun of him, or that would kill me. Yeah. To be honest, like I'm not there.
And if it were not for JR calling me out on attempting to
that's awesome
off him,
he could.
I would not have had him go. And then when I drove him over there, I mean, the people, whether it's the parking attendant or parents I was parking next to, people could not have been nicer. Everyone was just so happy to be there, and I felt very comfortable. And I don't want to sound ungrateful. I'm thrilled that the school does Best Buddies, and they accept JR, and they would not be a part of Best Buddies if they weren't accepting, and he wouldn't want to go back if he got it sucked, you know. So I'm so grateful for that awareness and them caring enough to have, you know, kids like JR participate. It's still bittersweet. It's still bittersweet.
Yeah, I think it's number one, awesome that he can tell you, like, hey, what's up? I want to do this. You know?
Yo, mom.
Had I said, Dylan, do you want, I always give him a choice. Would you like to go to the football game, or would, you know, or just would you like to go to the football game? His answer would have been what? You know it. No, home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was usually his answer, and then some, you know, have to respect it. Do I pull him out of his comfort zone often and make him go to lunch or dinner with us or stuff like that?
Sure.
All the time, but sometimes it's kind of like.
And did JR participate in a typical way when he was there? Probably not. He probably was like, oh, funnel cake. Oh, you know, like,
Right.
you know, pick my nose or
That's the thing. So
whatever.
imagine Dylan being on display with the cheerleaders.
Right.
Like, it's not on the stands. He had to like be performing there. Like, it's not competition. It's not a show. It's just on the sidelines. And
Mhm.
oh yeah, I have that whole. Oh no, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. So we're just never happy.
I guess. Wait. Okay, Larry. So Larry said.
No, really, like, honestly, shout out to Benjamin School because
That's awesome.
they
That's
did
great.
it. And there was actually a Halloween, there's a Halloween party on Thursday. That's also on me because I haven't gotten a
Oh.
costume. So that's a story for another day.
No.
But he hasn't asked about it, so.
Well, same thing. There's a party tomorrow at the cheer place. It's a Halloween party, and she just said, the owner said the other day, if your child scares easily, don't come. I'm kind of like, okay, so the little.
What if the mom does?
What about the parents? But you know, just that I had a moment where I was like, maybe I should bring him because he does love going to cheer. But now this is the entire gym with all the regular cheer squads, you know, and then our little squad is like maybe 12, 15 of our kids, you know, and they have one of those like trunk or treat, and but I'm already imagining it like it's already gonna be scary, it's gonna be dark. She said it herself, like, don't come if you're scared. Dylan doesn't like that.
I don't need any encouragement to stay home.
No, I know, but she said like, and Dylan does get scared easily, and he doesn't like things like scary movies or anything that starts with like a weird song or music or anything. He'll say no scary. He doesn't understand that because that's a movie, but he has, I guess, through even the cartoons like growing up, like he knows that when it goes dark and there's a ghost and the characters say it's scary, he says no, he doesn't like that. So am I gonna really, is that a thing I want to do on a Wednesday? Like take him to a thing walking? Yes, Dylan, we're going to walk now through this black dark haunted house.
Or mommy can just wash her hair.
You know, or he could just be home and happy and doing his thing. So I know we've talked about this in our Halloween episode, and it's when schools decide to do a themed holiday, Halloween costume thing, theme. So Dylan's school, sure enough, this time 2 weeks ago, we got
2 weeks ago, awesome.
2 weeks ago, yeah, we got
Got it, had a plan.
Yes, we got the famous memo I was waiting for, and it said, and again, I know they mean well. I know they always do. They always mean really well. And this one's a really deep one. They had to be the Halloween costume this year has to be a historical figure for it's a wax museum. So anyone who would be in a wax museum because they're an icon or a historical figure,
Like us.
what does that mean to Dylan exactly? So I tried to do it because, you know, I'm always saying maybe it's just me, right? So I thought about it and I said, who can Dylan be? Like, who would Dylan like to be that he would understand? Like, if I tell him you're going to be Jimmy Carter, like, what? You know, he's not. That's way too advanced for him. He's just not. I don't care
Right.
what you think that kids on the spectrum can or cannot do. Dylan's type of autism, okay, he cannot process. That is too advanced for him, okay?
End of story.
And I'm holding my tongue back here because we have an upcoming episode about this. He cannot comprehend it at all. Period. End of story. Se acabó y ya. Okay? So, but I'm always trying to find the angle. How can I make Dylan happy? How can I make the school happy? How can we all get fucking along? All right? How can we get along? So I thought, I got it. Dylan can be Walt Disney. To me, that's like genius for Dylan, right? All he does every day, all day, Disney songs, Disney movies, scripting Disney movies. It's Disney, 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 Disney. It never dawned on me that he doesn't know that Walt Disney is a person, right? Genius. Dylan can do Walt Disney. And then, because they tied it into a project. So that week there's no homework.
Of course they did.
Of course they did. It has to be a homework on this person. And then on Halloween, which is in a couple of days because we're recording, by the time you hear this, God knows what happened on Halloween Day, but this is what we're planning, so I think we're okay with it now. But in a couple of days, he's going to be Walt Disney for Halloween for school. So I tried to be different this time, and I tried to just talk to him, typically, right? I'm just gonna first mention it to him instead of having a plan, instead of having this, all these other tactics. Let's see what happens, and I should have taken it. Let's see what happens when I just tell him what's up. So we're in the car, and I say, Dylan, and I briefly explain, Halloween.
And your heart's going like this because...
I'm actually not, because I know what's going to happen.
Oh.
But I wanted to try. I wanted to give it the good old, let's do this.
College try,
Yes.
yeah.
So let Dylan, Halloween this year, it's a wax theme museum theme. He looks up on his phone, and he's like, blank stare. You're going to be a historical figure. Do you know who you would like to be? What historical figure would you like to be? No. That was the first answer. Like, okay. I was thinking, you can be Walt Disney. Do you know who Walt Disney is? No. I explain. So, Walt Disney, he's the creator of Disney movies. I'm trying to keep it simple, and Disney songs. So he freaks out. No, Walt Disney, no, home. Which is what I always say. He just always wants to go home.
That's his out.
The kid loves being home.
That's his safe word.
Like, listen, just leave me the hell alone, man. I just want to chill in my room. And why are you always making me do all this crap? So I realized, oh my gosh, he has, and I think we briefly talked about this in another episode too. He has this new thing. He doesn't want to go to Disney World, even though he loves Disney. He no longer wants to go to Magic Kingdom. So I asked him, because he was getting so agitated. He's very literal, which means he thought at that moment when I was driving, I'm going to drive him to freaking Magic Kingdom. He thought, if I'm bringing this up, we must be on our way to Magic Kingdom, and hell no, I want to go home. And he started freaking out. And I said, that's okay, Dylan, that's okay. And I didn't mention it for like 3 days. I was like, hey, we're done with this. Because clearly that doesn't work. Right? So I'm like, okay, I proved that doesn't work. So then the other way was, let's do this homework. So I prepped everything for him so that he can do this homework in his capacity. So I took down the notes of what he was going to write. I cut up the pictures for him. And this actually worked, because he actually enjoyed sitting there. I had him glue the homework on the pictures as he pleased. I had him write 12 facts about Walt Disney. And then when he was done, he complained halfway through because there was a lot of writing. But when he was done and he saw that the pictures were glued, he read it. And I said, let's read this together. And he actually read, I think he understood a little bit that Walt Disney is a person. And then only then did I say, so on Thursday, you are going to wear this, and that. And I explained to him how the costume was going to be so that he could be Walt Disney. Do you like that? Is that good? Do you want to be Walt Disney for Halloween? And he said, yes.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God. But I mean, thankfully the costume is literally just like nothing. It's just
gonna be adorable.
I'm doing khaki pants, a red vest, a white collar shirt, and he's gonna have a sketch pad where I sketched Mickey, and he's gonna have a pencil in his hand, and that's it. He's Walt Disney, and it matches the homework, and that's as much as we can participate in this homework. But at the end of the day, man, can't he just be Spider-Man? Like, if the kids just want to be Spider-Man, or whatever his SquarePants name is. What's his name?
SpongeBob.
That's not one in our family, but I know kids like that. Whatever. Why can't kids just, typical or not, right? Just let them be somebody who they like for Halloween. It's freaking Halloween. But anyway, that's my long story of how we got Halloween this year to work for us. And I know we talked about it. I was worried about it last episode, and this is where we're at, people. Okay, Walt Disney.
And not to, what is the expression, like, pour
me?
Fuel to the fire. But just so you know, when you do that sketch, it's Mortimer Mouse. It's not Mickey Mouse, because he was originally Mortimer Mouse.
Yeah, but I didn't sketch Mortimer Mouse because he looks different than the actual mouse that I did sketch.
Oh,
I didn't sketch that one.
You made the sketch recognizable.
I had the one with the tugboat.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
that's the one I was gonna sketch.
So cute.
But the other one's easier.
And there you go.
And there you go. But listen, because homework for me. So at the end of the day, it's making mom do homework, because if I was to do it the way that they're insinuating I could do it, and if I say, Dylan, go research and do a homework on Walt Disney, well, yeah, that there would be nothing. Yo, what do? Keep him home? He's not going to participate in Halloween?
And not to minimize your story at all by just sitting there and saying same, because Jackson, if he had a project, it would be so similar. Typical 12-year-old child, like, oh, really? But
yes, at the end of the day, you can reason with him and bribe him and tell him. But how do I do that with someone who doesn't even understand the concept of Halloween in the first place?
So teachers, take note. After all of that, do know that the goal of this project, whatever it was, he did at the end of the day recognize that Walt Disney is a person.
I think.
We think. So,
because there's
plenty
pictures. And can you think of anybody else he could have possibly been that he would understand? No. I mean, who? Daddy? Daddy could have been. Is he a historical figure? No.
Well, in his mind.
That's the only person I think and all of the pictures that I chose for him to glue were of him sketching Mickey Mouse. So I think he understood that Walt Disney was a person, because I wrote born on and all this stuff. So okay, so we did. Okay, I admit it. We got something out of it. But man, did I have to freaking work for it.
Okay, I'm so not piggybacking on your story to talk about homework, and I'm not talking about math for 1 minute. I'm just not. And he squeaked by with his grade, thank goodness. Yeah. He's such a good guy, my Jackson. So, just to talk about him, he's jamming at baseball, and I'm so happy.
Yay.
I'm so happy for him. He's the kind of kid who, if he's not excelling at everything I should rephrase that. If things don't come super, super easily to him, he's out. He doesn't want to put the effort in, which is extremely frustrating.
Like Halloween homework.
Yes, it was extremely frustrating because, he's capable, right? That's our frustration with him. He's capable.
You can do it.
Not that JR is not capable. I'm choosing my words.
Is that
very
like Dr. Julia Harper said, super sibling syndrome? Or super sibling syndrome for the mom, for the parents, because it's almost like, okay, JR might have a problem with this, but damn it, Jackson, you can do it. So do it.
Yes. I think what she actually means with that is that the super siblings, they feel like they have
compensate
all this pressure on them to compensate.
Right.
And kind of an example of that is we were at baseball last night, and it was such an awesome game, and Jackson nearly hit over the fences, which is rare for this age. He's really good. But Jared was there, and he was doing his thing at the game, which is basically just pacing. He's mad that concession isn't open. We've been there a full 10 minutes. We've already seen Jackson hit, so why the F are we still there? He doesn't understand cheering for the team. He doesn't understand,
right.
That whole thing. But Jackson was on such a high, and you can tell when the dugout, you can hear them. They're playing grab ass or singing songs. They're supposed to be paying attention to the game and the other people hitting, but they're 12 and they're excited. And so Jackson kept saying, JR, come over here, brother. He's my brother. I love my brother. And he would come out of the dugout and hug him, and he'd be like, JR, you better be cheering for me, brother. I'll send some pictures of this, because I was taking pictures while this was going on. But I think Jackson felt pressured to, recognize his brother. And anyway, so I think that's a whole super sibling thing, to feel like you have to overcompensate for maybe what's quote unquote lacking, in the family or the relationship. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, I'm just so proud of him, because he's really coming into his own. And when you have a child with autism and you have another child who doesn't have autism, you still, watch them very carefully. I don't care what age. We were concerned for many years about Jackson's mental health. I'm just gonna say that we've talked about it a lot of times. And I feel like with baseball and, working with his dad, who's a baseball person, it's really strengthened the relationship, and it's kind of translated into, you know, him doing well. I'm very, very proud of him for that. And it's not about him being good at baseball, it's about the experience, him going and feeling the camaraderie of the team. And I felt like up until now it wasn't a very natural thing. I think he was the whole super sibling thing, like concern, like, well, is Jared coming? Is he gonna stay the whole time? Is he gonna embarrass me? I mean, there were years where we were like, JR, we had to hold JR back from running on the field. Mm-hmm. So anyway, there's that. And I also want to mention quickly that Jackson was a highlight this month in Complex Child magazine. They had
written by mommy
a while ago. The month of October, Complex Child magazine is highlighting siblings. And so they said, hey, you write about siblings a lot, or, you know, JR's sibling a lot. Can you submit something? And so I submitted something I wrote like a little while back, I'm not gonna lie, which was fine. And it got great reception, and, you know, Jackson was the star for a minute. So
yay,
just a shout out to siblings
Jackson
today.
So the last thing we have to mention is we just had our second Autism Bites Supper Club, and it was at Gatsby's in East Fort Lauderdale, and it was a boo brunch or lunch. It was Halloween themed, and once again we were blessed to have a company that worked with us, went out of their way, bent over backwards to make sure we were happy. The food was so
Tim was dying.
good.
It was so good.
So good. And
Talk about order envy.
yes, I know every table had something else. I was like, I want that. Mm-hmm. We had the ribs, and when we ordered charcuterie plate, that wasn't on the set menu because, you know, it's us. And the boys had, Dylan had the spaghetti and meatball. It's one giant meatball.
Jackson had that, he inhaled it.
Oh my gosh, It was such a huge plate. And then Oliver had, do you know that the chicken nuggets and the french fries, they make it there. This is not
We'll
like,
have to talk after about how the after party was the chicken nuggets.
oh.
Remember how she fed the entire staff?
That is true.
With leftover chicken nuggets? It was a big deal.
Chicken strips.
Yes,
so they make everything there from scratch. So it was the french fries were from scratch, the chicken strips were from, and you could tell both kids inhaled everything. Dylan was asking for pizza because, remember, this is new thing, and he's just learning how to eat badly. Like on cheat days. Welcome to my world.
He'll learn.
Welcome to my world, Dylan. And so he said, one of the things we've been working on is reading the menus. So I had him read the kids' menu, and he's like, first spaghetti meatball and then pizza. That's like his thing. But then I knew he was going to be too full. I said, okay, so if you finish that, we could have pizza. He's done, and he started crying, asking for home. Hello, have we not established? Dylan just wants to go home, man. Just leave him alone. So he actually had a little bit of a breakdown during the whole thing, and which is appropriate, and it's actually part of being there. Like, had this happened at a regular restaurant, right?
I noticed you didn't really react.
I did, but not as much as I would have in a regular. I was sad because I wanted him to stay a little longer. His window's like at 45 minutes to like an hour and 15 minutes. But sure enough, like at the 45-minute mark, he was done. He was dressed in a costume. He was not Walt Disney. He was Where's Waldo? That was an easy one to do. He went along with it. And but then here's the funny part. When Larry brought them, and we got there earlier, obviously, to set up. So Dylan stands up to go finally home with Larry, and I had said, well, don't you want the bread pudding? Because the bread pudding, which was amazing, was included in this deal. He stands up and he sees, I had kind of forced him to have one bite of the bread pudding, and I guess he liked it. So he gets up to leave, and he looks at the bread pudding that's remaining on his plate, and he takes the fork. And that's one of those things like when you're eating in a hurry, where you're like, you're about to like leave a place, but you're like, you still want one more bite. So I said, Dylan, it's okay, sit and have your bread pudding. So he sat, and he keeps, with every in-between bite was home, and then he would take a bite of the bread pudding, and then he would
taste like home.
He would take another bite, and he would say home, like I guess confirming that we were going to take him home. Yes, but then wait for it, there's more. He finally gets up, he finishes his bread pudding, and he looks over at the portion that Larry left, and he ate that one too. So who are you? First of all, you don't do sweets. Right. We've established that. And you're just only now starting to eat pizza in your life. And it was, who are you? So I said, Dylan, just have with bread pudding.
Yeah.
So he had it, and then he finally was so happy leaving. He was finally
But
leaving
that's
home.
the whole point
How
of
great.
having this.
The supper club. But imagine
luncheon.
that in a regular restaurant, and he starts screaming,
Mhm.
and crying in tears. But it was great. We met a couple of other new families. We had some of our regulars come. Yay, our longtime supporters. So once
So
again,
nice.
so lucky. So why don't you tell us about the next one coming up, Christy?
I can, and that would be
Will be.
will be the hold on, I gotta turn the page because I want to say it correctly. Hold on. Oh no, it's not on that page. Well, it's a mom's.
It's in the first one.
It's a mom. What did I cross it off?
Yeah,
as
this
if.
one.
Oh, I have to go back to Disorderly Blondes
Yes.
happening.
She's fired again.
Yes, I just want to look at the date. It's December 15th. It's
Yay!
a holiday mom
Mom's
brunch.
only.
Moms only. And I'm just letting you know, anyone from up in this area to Broward, I'm carpooling.
Mhm.
I'm driving, I'm buying the drinks. Well, we'll buy a drink because we have to drive back.
Yes.
But it's at our favorite La Fresa Francesa.
Which translates to the French strawberry.
Or the fresh strawberry.
French.
Oh, Francesa. Fresa. Yeah, duh. Fresh. So fresh and it's so fresh and so clean. Anyway, it just sounded like fresh. I don't know why I said that. I do speak Spanish, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
It's I'm gonna
She's
blame it on the
fired.
line. Jamon. It's so confusing. So anyway, the holiday mom brunch we're so excited about because it's our time and the venue is beyond cozy.
Yes, and you have all been asking for this, so you better show up.
Yes.
Yes.
The food is decadent. The owners are beyond
Yes.
welcoming, and it's a little bit of a trip. So we're all kind of have some camaraderie in the car, and
Yes.
really get to
Broward
have a
moms
great
drive
time.
down. Southern Miami South moms drive up because it's kind of in the middle. It's
Yep.
right off the Palmetto and Okeechobee Road in Hialeah.
Hialeah,
But believe me, this one is going to be amazing.
Hialeah.
Space will be limited, and we have so many surprises in
We do.
stores.
We really want to treat the
Stores.
moms, and it's going to be that time of year, almost the holidays, where you might be like, I need my time, and
Yes.
that is exactly why we're in this business.
Make sure you go on our Facebook page, look up the event for that December 15th at noon, La Fresa Francesa, and you RSVP because I guarantee you it's a very, very tiny place. Those spots will fill up quickly, and it's first come, first serve, and that's it. We look forward to that one.
Treating you.
Oh yeah, mimosas with guava
Stop.
are happening. You don't know she has that? And it's actual guava syrup, like the actual guava. It's not like a syrup, like full of
Listen,
sugar.
she had me at crepes. Like,
Oh, the crepes are amazing. Okay, see you then,
Okay.
and cars
I'm gonna wrap this up before I start
Hurry.
eating something. That's it for today's episode, everybody. As we already mentioned, we have a brand new YouTube channel featuring all of our season 2 episodes. In these videos,
Almost all of our season 2. Whatever.
I'm just gonna go with it. In some of these videos, we're able to share photos and offer additional info that you can't see when you're listening to our podcast, like what we're wearing, which is so important. Kidding. Please subscribe and share.
We are active daily on Instagram and Facebook and sometimes Twitter, so that with your kind comments and sharing. Nothing makes us happier than learning a new victim, mom, has joined our disorderly tribe. If you haven't been by, click on over to our website at disorderlyblondes.com. There you'll find our hilarious show notes, totally meant to be a resource, but has turned into Chrissy's chance to add a few last blonde jokes to the episode. We also have a new link to the Supper Club info with so much more web content to come. We hope you like to shop.
We also hope you're listening to us on the Anchor app and know you plan to leave us a voice message about today's episode. Keep it kind, please.
Kind.
It's easy and fun using the Anchor app, and we'll even include your voice in future Disorderly Blondes promos with your permission, of course.
Christy,
See.
oye, Mar-a-Lago Cabana Boys await.
I may have let my membership expire, but showing up unannounced is what we do best. So let's get in the car, Ryan. Come on.
Vroom vroom, to be continued, hopefully not from the Palm Beach County Jail. Adios, bye bye.
Good night.